Nancy and Barry White, service on the 15th and 11th, 19. So, firstly, an overview of the things done and what went wrong. So, the soft start was blown and burnt out. That had to be changed. Run capacitor on the compressor was burnt out and had to be changed. When we got it running, the compressor's running rough. That's just a point to note. And point number 3 there. And the reason for that is probably twofold. One, because it's old, and two, because we had this problem. Once we got the heat pump running, we realized when we turned it off using the controller, it wouldn't switch off. So it transpired that there was a relay stuck. We'll go through that in a minute. Then the buffer pressure was low, and the filler valve is kind of stuck on that, but will do for now. And then the collector pressure was low, so we topped that up and checked the filter on that. And finally, did quite a bit of work trying to get the gas boiler going. The best gas boiler wasn't running, and now it is. So, to go through those one by one. The soft start is what we knew we had to change, because that was clearly and visibly burnt out, and that was straightforward. And that's the new one there. I'll just focus on it. New 32 amp one. Then the next thing was the run capacitor, which the last one that was there was in it since it was new. It's a 50 microfarad capacitor, and that was reading 31 microfarads, which isn't enough, and that's likely the cause of why that blew. At least typically when the capacitance goes low on those, it can and does blow the soft start. So we replaced that, and at that point we got the heat pump running, and then to check the gas, while it was running, then I just put this into backup heater mode. No, I didn't. Sorry, I just pressed that button temporarily to on to test the gas boiler while we were in parallel with testing this. So then the gas boiler ran and it cut out after a few 30 seconds or so. It transpired then that when we did put this into backup mode, which should call the boiler as well, we found that the compressor didn't switch off, which is very unusual. But there's a third component blown, this one, and it was stuck on. So when the controller, close that door, the sun is. So when the controller says switch off the heat pump, it sends a signal to this relay to turn off, which in turn turns off that and turns off the compressor. But this was stuck on, it was gone faulty over time. So that's very bad for the compressor, because when everything is hot and it's all grand, the compressor's still running. So that would have aged the compressor quite a bit, and may also have contributed to the capacitor reducing capacitance over time, and subsequently burning that out. So they're all related and in the same part of it. So that's number 4, the relay stuck. Then the buffer pressure was low, so this buffer tank pressure was down at half a bar. So the way to turn it on is to turn that with a flathead screwdriver so that it's in line with the pipe. And I've left this on, but this fills very slowly, so you may have to turn that on and leave it for 20 minutes, but don't leave it on all the time because the pressure will get too high. I've put a notice here, check the pressure regularly. Pressure must be above 1.3 and below 2.7. So we can see there now it's at about 1.8 or something like that. So that's perfect, but today it was at 0.5, not high enough. We had a similar number, the collector pressure then, number 7, that was low as well. So we've now charged that up by similarly turning on this and this knob here. And now it's up at just under 2, that's fine as well. And then finally the gas boiler. The gas boiler was running for about 30 seconds and then cutting out. So the problem was this pump was seized. So I've unseized that, and now it's running and the gas boiler's running, and we can see there's a flame in there through the hole, so it's all running fine now. And we can trigger the gas boiler by putting this to on, but that's not the ideal way to do it. I think it's better if we put this into second heat generator mode. But I'm going to do another short video on how to put it into backup mode. So that's the end of our tasks for today. Just to mention, I hadn't a relay on me, so I had to go to Limerick to get that relay.